What is happening, YouTube? We're back for another one here. Today we'll have a game. So a game at 6:15, and I'm going to take you through a game day of eating and I suppose a bit of a day in my life as well. Hair looks like a fucking hairpiece because I'm only out of bed and just fired water on it. But anyway, just out of the gym there. It is 20 to 10. Basically today I just did a light wee bit of a warm-up, sort of mobility, wee tiny bit of a primer. Literally just did 2 sets of 3 of loaded CMJs and then counter movement jumps, just body weight as well. So bit of mobility just to get myself loosened up. Haven't been out for my walk or anything yet. Haven't even eaten or anything yet, but just wanted to go in, get myself warmed up, get myself wakened up, and yeah, do a wee bit of a primer. Because the game's such a late throw-in, I actually got asked this question by one of my clients the other day, so I thought, fuck it, I'll do a full video on it. With the game being so late in the evening, what do you do during the day? Like, especially at the weekend when you don't have much on, you don't have any, you're not in work, you're not in your normal routine. Like, how do you, I suppose, make the most of the day, get the time in without thinking too much about the game and not sitting about stressing yourself out? So it's about finding that balance between switching off, relaxing, just going about your day as normal, but then also keeping yourself busy but not too busy to leave yourself fried and busted coming into the game. So I'm going to take us along for the day and we'll see what we get up to. Right, so back in the house, going to get stuck into some breakfast here, and you know it's coming, you know it's going to be the pancakes. So one of the big things when it comes to game day eating is trying to get the balance between feeling good, feeling fueled, feeling topped up, but not feeling too bloated, too heavy, and feeling like sluggish and shite coming into the game basically. And there's a couple of things that you need to consider here. So basically, one thing that I've learned from Chris Lowe, and I've literally, the first time I worked with Chris was like 2018 or 2019, and I think it was actually 2018, and I've literally been using it since then, and it's been absolute quality. So it's called the law of halves. So basically the law of halves is like you have a certain amount of time, there's like a countdown, like a 6 or 7 hour countdown depending on what you prefer, and then like every time the time halves, you have a meal half the size. So say 6 hours out, you have a meal you have your biggest meal. Say 3 hours out, then you have a meal half the size of that previous one, and then like an hour and a half out, you have like a small carb based snack which should be, you know, in half the size of the meal before. I've played about with it a wee bit, and personally I prefer, it takes me a wee bit longer to digest things and things just seem to sit in me for a wee while. Plus I like to feel a bit sort of empty, like I want to feel like my stomach's empty and there's not too much food sitting in me when I'm going into a game. So I'll go for 7 hours out, 3.5, 4 hours out, and then 2 hours out for mine. And today, that's what I kind of like about a Saturday evening game. Like when it comes to carb loading, like the majority of the work is done the day before. Well, one, it's done throughout the week, and then 2, the heavy lifting's done the day before, and then game day, people often get it wrong. It's like they need to fire as much into them in game day as possible before the game, but in reality it's really the day before and the rest of the week. So the rest of the week we're not letting the tank run empty. So if our training intensity's here and our expenditures here, like we want to match that throughout the week, so that we're not like, if we undereat then and then we go into our next session and then we undereat again, and next session we undereat again, like we're fucking well below baseline there, and then maybe your carb load might only get you back up to baseline, and then you'll probably burn through that in the first half. So basically we want to keep the tank sort of topped up, keep it at baseline, and then the day before we go above baseline, so we fill it up in terms of your carb load, which was done yesterday, and then on game day it's just about keeping those stores topped up, and then you obviously you run through them when you're in the game. But yeah, so heavy lifting was done yesterday, did a carb load, kept yourself sort of topped up throughout the week, and now today is just about feeling like, yes, still getting a decent amount of carbs in because the game's later in the evening, but I don't have to go and fucking hammer loads in. Normally when I wake up I would feel a bit like I feel bloated, I feel like a fat whenever I wake up after. I feel like a fat bastard when I wake up after a carb load. I don't really enjoy eating. I always feel like I have to force it into me if I have to eat first thing in the morning. So it's now 20 to 11 and I haven't eaten yet, which is sweet. So I'm gonna get the pancakes on the go, get them into me, and that'll be 7 hours out. 11 o'clock will be, well, 11:15 will be 7 hours out from throwing, so it works out perfectly. All I've had so far is a coffee, but yeah, gonna get the pancakes on the go, we'll make them, we'll eat them, and then we'll see what the crack is. So I need to get new batteries for this, and I have done for ages, but here's a hack if you don't have any batteries spare. If you can get it out. Just give it a wee bite. Rub it about in the hands a wee bit. You should get a few seconds of battery out of it anyway. There we go. I feel like you've seen me make these pancakes a million times by now, but they've been on Instagram, they've been on YouTube, they'll probably be on TikTok, and I think I've recorded myself making them 3 or 4 times this week. So basically, carb loading day, like in terms of how much I'm getting in here, normally I'd have about 60 grams. Training days, I'd have about 80 to 100 grams, so I'm going to go for 80 today. Again, I've had plenty of carbs in the system, so it's not about getting as much as possible, and it's just about keeping the stores topped up. So I'm almost just treating today like it's very similar from a training day, so you know what kind of works on a training day for you, so there's no need to reinvent the wheel just because it's a game. So yeah, there's 80 grams, well 82 scoop of protein, then we're going to blend it up. So once you've got it all blended up, let you just fry them off one by one. Trying to get the size of them right. You want them thick but not too big. Not too thick because you want to stack them up. If you go too thick, you'll only get about 3 or 4. I like to have about 5 or 6. I might get 5 today. There we got runny today, to be fair. So when it comes to carb loading, when it comes to game day eating, carb loading, I suppose anything, like even like a training day, like you don't need to reinvent the wheel just because you need to get more carbs in. It's a case of eat the same foods that you would normally eat, but just adjust the serving size of the carbs. So more around your heavier training days, more obviously on your carb loading days, more on game days. One thing I would say though with carb loading and game days, reduce the fat intake and reduce the fibre intake. You're just going to be able to digest the food a wee bit easier. It's not going to be sitting in you as much, and yeah, you're just going to feel less bloated and it's going to feel a lot more comfortable. So that's the crack. So here we are. We ended up getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 6 pancakes out of them in the end. So slightly less peanut butter. Very, very minimal. Kind of helped that the tub's nearly done. Bit of honey over the top of them then. So get these into me. Watch a few things on YouTube. I've actually been watching the Lands, like the documentary, or not the documentary, like the sort of the inside scope of their training and stuff. It's been class. So I'll sit and watch that, then I go for a walk, get my steps in, go grab a coffee. And then yeah, so it's just about keeping myself sort of busy today. Take my mind off things, but still ticking the boxes that I need to be feeling in the best position come throwing. So nutrition, fueling, hydration, movement, not lying about in the sofa, just getting stiff. Used to do that all the time. Used to just think, right, if I'm out in the evening, I'll just lie in bed or lie on the sofa all day and just sort of chill out. Which a lot of people probably think the same, but I always felt worse off for it. So it's a bit of trial and error. Don't get me wrong, I'll probably chill out for a bit. I'll probably sit on the sofa, scroll, watch a bit of TV or something at some stage throughout the day, but yeah, I need to get up and about. We're actually going down to Croker tomorrow for the hurling final, so I need to get the food shop in today, so that's another thing to sort of take my mind off things and get out of the house. But yeah, the one thing I wanted to chat about, especially when it comes to game day eating, so now that we're in the middle of July, yeah, so 19th of July, Championship's going to be coming up probably August, September time for a lot of yous. I suppose the big thing when it comes to, like, you don't want to be trialing your game day nutrition for the first time coming game day. Like, you want to be trialing it in training sessions, challenge games, that sort of thing. So today is a challenge game for us, so it kind of works out that way. Plus a lot of our games are going to be in around this time, when like in August, whenever they do come around. So it's a good way just to get into good habits and good practice of it. In terms of the foods, as I said, like already, like in terms of the foods that you're eating, stick to foods that you know you can tolerate. Try it in training, trial it out, and then adjust from there. Once you, personally speaking, one thing I always say to myself or to my clients is, once you do find something that works for you, then stick to it. Like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Or yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Doesn't need fixing. So yeah, I know what works for me. This is a wee bit of a trial because I've not a Saturday game in a while, but I know it works for me when I am training during the week. We're training at 7 in the evening or 6, 7 in the evening. So yeah, I know the crack. It's just about changing the times up a wee bit. Yeah, it'll be a YouTube one. I think the Lions are actually playing today, but I'm probably one of the only people in the country that doesn't have a dodgy box, because my subscription ran out, and the person that used to do them is out of the game. He's not doing them anymore, so I have to find someone else. Right, there's no YouTubes for me. Anyone that I watch haven't got any videos up.
Yo, Monday.
Oh, Ali March on.
Back on the vlog. Me and Sammy, Stockwood Athletics Park.
It's coffee acquired, peanut butter ball acquired as well. Out for down there listening to the podcast, and then we actually have a wee bit of work to get into whenever we get home, so we'll have a look at that. Again, passes the time a wee bit too, and just a few things to tidy up coming into the weekend. Nothing too hectic, nothing too stressful, but it'll keep me busy for an hour or so anyway. So that's the plan. There we go again. Fuck it. There we go again, saying that's the plan. I need to train that out of myself, but we'll get sorted. Just getting a bit of a snack in here. So because because breakfast is a wee bit later, I was a bit hungry before my next meal, which I'll be getting very soon anyway. So yeah, just literally bagel, banana, tiniest bit of peanut butter, and then a bit of honey drizzled on it as well. So great. Have this. Gonna have like a protein pudding or mousse there. And then I'll have my Cocoa Pops. So yeah, busy sitting on the laptop there doing a bit of work for a bit. So again, just passing the time by. It's now, time is up. 1:45. So yeah, about half an hour I'll have my Cocoa Pops. And then I'll probably go down and do the food shop because I'm away tomorrow. And I'm not getting a chance to do it tomorrow, so we'll do it today. Again, kills another wee bit of time. So yeah, that's crack. Not an awful lot happening. This is probably the time where time starts to, you're just kind of waiting for the time to pass by, but I did a bit of work, did a bit of scrolling, chilled out, kicked the feet up. I've been for a walk. I'll get the bag ready, go down to the shop and come back, and then I suppose it'll be time to go do the prep in the gym, and then we'll get down to the pitch after that. So yeah, not an awful lot happening today. Obviously you've got a game in the evening, so it's just kind of waiting for the game. Can't be up to too much, but as I said at the start, it's just about finding that blend between keeping yourself busy but not too busy, not running about like a header, and making sure you're ticking the boxes to make sure you're in a good position for game time. So that's what we're at. I'm just realising literally I set the camera up there, thought it was recording, and it didn't record. So I'm getting into the Cocoa Pops now. We've got 100 grams of Cocoa Pops, about 200 grams or 200 mils of almond milk. Personally, just found almond milk sits a bit better in my stomach. Can't really, normal milk can feel a bit dodgy at times. So yeah, this is going to be my last proper meal, my last big meal before throwing. Set at 2:10 now. So far today, pancakes this morning, peanut butter ball when I went for my coffee. I've had 2 coffees so far, an Americano this morning and a flat white. And then I came home there with a bagel with banana and honey, and then with like a protein mousse, one of them ones. And then yeah, Cocoa Pops here with almond milk. That will be me until about, what time is it? 6:15, so probably about 4:15ish. I'll have a square bar, maybe another banana, and then that'll be us until I'll probably a coffee around then as well. So normally I wouldn't have a coffee like that late. If it was a training day I wouldn't have it that late, but because it's a game, I'll always have a coffee before a game, regardless of the time. So if I would much rather, even if it's a late throw-in, I'd much rather have a poor night's sleep as a result of the coffee and being wired and staring at the ceiling, but I have a good performance rather than not being able to sleep because I had a shit performance and I was tired and I wasn't fully feeling good. That's going to keep me up. I'm going to be lying awake either way, so I'd rather do it and have a good performance and feel like I've emptied the tank. So yeah, final meal, Cocoa Pops. Easy to digest, quick acting, easy to break down. Don't leave you feeling too sort of heavy or anything. So that's the, like, on game day itself, it's about eating, as I said earlier, like reducing the amount of fats that you're taking in, reducing the amount of fibre, getting a decent amount of carbs in, but stuff that you can tolerate well, you can break down well, you can digest well. It's just not sitting in your stomach and you feel sort of light and tight going into the game then. I'm gonna track the calories and we'll see what we're actually on here for the day so far. So by the time I eat my square bar before the game, we'll have 1,936 calories in, 312 grams of carbs in there, and then yeah, basically with 1,500, 1,600 odd calories to play with afterwards. So we'll see how intense the game is, we'll see what my energy expenditure is like, and I'll sort of catch up with this after the game and talking about the process for that. So we probably will eat a good amount. I actually need to see if I have any gels left. I'm going to go down to the shop here anyway. Probably get a few energy gels, carb gels to have sort of half time throughout the game, because who we're playing are a good side and it's going to be pretty intense, so I'll probably need all the final few percenters that I can get. I'll go get them in. And then yeah, after the game there'll be a big feed of some sorts. I suppose I'll go and get the food now, I'll know what I'm having. But you'll see that later in the video anyway. Right, so last bit of food and fluids before we get in. So we've got collagen going down before we go do our prep. We've got electrolytes, we'll bring that with us. And then we'll have the goat square bars. Favourite flavour at the minute, cookies and cream. So yeah, I'm going to get that in this here, and then that's going to be us. We'll go to the gym, get a bit of prep work in. Going to the gym to do it because just our change room isn't big enough to roll about the floor, get a bit of loading done, and I always feel 10 times better for getting it done. So yeah, gonna go get that in the gym beforehand, and then it's handy when everything's close by, so you go and do it in the gym and then you're 5 minutes down the road into the change room. So it'll take as long for that as well. So collagen here, we just had a coffee, square bar, and we'll bring electrolytes with us before the game. Right, prep done, tunes on. Let's wait for it to come on here. It's a warm one, 22.5 degrees. And yeah, electrolytes are on this. There's the tunes on. Shout out to Bradzo via mailer for the Nocos. They'll come in handy tomorrow. Not having one right now because I'm fucking caffeined up. But yes, tunes on. Down the road. Let's go! So, game done. Absolutely busted here. Actually, I'm literally like feel like I'm falling asleep. But yeah, good game, good test. We get beat by 3, but quality of the opposition was very good. Good intensity to it, and then even just looking at sort of GPS stats there. Good amount of ground covered, good distances sort of hit. Happy with the speeds hit too, so 9.39 in the game, which I'm fucking buzzing about. And then hit 11k as well. So playing halfback, hit 11k, 9.39 I think it was. 9.39 meters per second. All tracked using the StatSports GPS. If you want a discount code, use OMcCabe at checkout, and I think you get 15% off. But click the link down below or check the link in the description, and yeah, you'll get a few quid off. Come to sound like that. But yeah, so basically after a game, I forgot to say the whole point of the video is day of eating. We've got chicken curry on the go. So Paulo was a legend, and I made the dinner. Had the dinner waiting on me getting in. So basically after a game, refueling is key. Good carbs, good protein as soon as possible after a match. Starts that refueling process, and then obviously rehydrating that too. I've got a Coke Zero on the go with my straw. It was a warm evening, sticky evening, and the outputs are obviously high. Like literally the last 10 minutes of the game, I could literally just taste like salt in my mouth. So yeah, I definitely need to severely dehydrated. Need to get the fluids back on board. Might even take another electrolyte. Salt in this. It's replacing the salt out in those. But yeah, as I say, I'm absolutely busted. During the game, 2 energy gels. From the Science and Sport ones, so didn't mention them. Had one during the warm up, and then one at half time, and then yeah, that's about it. Always struggle to eat after games, but you literally have to get it into you. If you're like, I can eat this alright, but it'll just take me a wee while. Again, I'll stick a show on or stick YouTube on or something, and I'll just chill out and watch it, and then I get a few snacks in the meal. I'll be going to bed. I was saying earlier, it depends on the expenditure. If I go to the full 3,560 calories, but I can tell you for a fact right now, I'll be getting them in. So, your fueling is your recovery, and your recovery is your fuel. Essentially, the better you fuel going into the game, the easier it's going to be to recover afterwards. And then once you start that recovery process, you're essentially starting your refueling for the next session. So that's where we're getting the carbs on board, get the protein on board, just trying to get the recovery on point, try and get a good night's sleep in, and then just manage training over the next couple of days. Tomorrow I'll get out, get a recovery session in, just get the legs loosened out, nice light bike. You've seen the probably recovery session about 400 times in this channel. But nice light bike, bit of mobility, and then down to cook a little more. I'm going to track my calories here. Let's see what we'll have to play with. Rice, onions, peppers, chicken, curry sauce, snow mushrooms. So you have 729 calories left after this. I need to get the protein in because the protein wasn't too high during the day. I got 100 and only have 118 in. Goal is 160. So I got a protein yogurt or 2 into me here, and then I have a few snacks. There's a wee cornetto in the fridge, or the freezer, sorry, so I'm buzzing for that. But good performance, good game. Happy out. I'm sore, I'm stiff. But it was a good run out, so I'm happy out. Hopefully get a good night's sleep tomorrow, and then we'll get up and get at the recovery session. So I'm going to round off the video here as well, because I'm absolutely busted and I don't trust myself that I'm going to get it finished. So yeah, as I said, my plan for the rest of the day is literally finish this off. I'll watch something here. We're 9:30. So I'm going to watch something, get this finished. I'm going to get more protein into me. So it'll be probably 2 protein yogurts, so about 40 grams to get in. So 2 protein yogurts, 20 grams each. And then I will have a wee cornetto. And then that's probably going to be me. And then I'll go to bed. And I usually struggle to sleep after big games, not after sort of like evening games, just because the intensity is fucking up there and you're wired. But I genuinely feel busted now, so I think I'll actually get a great night's sleep, so I don't want to be sitting up too late. But yeah, gonna round it off here. suppose big lessons from the video. Law of halves, so 6 or 7 hour countdown. Figure out what works best for you, and then trial and error and tweak it just bit by bit. For me, 7 hours works best, then 4 hours, then 2 hours, and that works best for me. Have your biggest meal 7 hours out, a meal half the size, like that sort of 3.5 mark out, and then like a small carb based snack going into it. And then you, remember the fueling's done throughout the week, not letting the tank run empty. So make sure they're ideally in around maintenance calories. And it's going to be easier whenever you actually do carb load the day before, which is where most of the heavy lifting is done. You go above and beyond the store, so then you can, like, you're not sort of running on empty by half time. And then that's probably the main thing. Hopefully you saw a bit of me keeping myself busy throughout the day. There was a fair bit of scrolling and sitting about, to be fair, but again, just want something useful. If you enjoy getting a nap in, get a nap in. I'd love to get a nap in, but I just didn't have the time because I was probably scrolling for a bit too long. Outside of that, if you're still here and you haven't checked out our in-season program yet, check the link down below. If you have got the in-season program and you want to join our Potential Performance Academy, which we're not publicly launching yet, but if you're watching this video and you've made it this far and you sound interested, so basically Potential Performance Academy is a place where you get access to all of our coaching programs. We've got our in-season program, our off-season program. We're going to be releasing new versions of those programs, and it's only going to be for the academy. So you get access to them. You get access to our Potential Performance course, where we chat about all things, implementing inter-county standards, training, nutrition, habits, lifestyle, like anything, basically essentially everything you need to succeed. We'll put it all in the course for you. Phase 1 is out at the minute. Phase 2 will be out soon. We have weekly coaching calls. You can post in the group, post in the community, ask any questions you want. We'll have in-person meetups and that, and you get access to all of that for just £50 a month. That's the price for now. Once the members go up and the numbers start going up, the price will increase eventually, but £50 is the cheapest it'll ever be. So if you've made it to this far and you want in, drop me a message, shoot me a message on Instagram, and or shoot me an email if you're not on the gram, and we'll see what we can do about getting in. So as I say, it's not meant to be public. I'm not launching it publicly, but if you made it this far, I appreciate it and I want to give back to you. So I'll do you a solid and we'll get you in there. Other than that, have a brilliant week, have a brilliant day, whatever it is your work. I'm literally delirious here, like I'm not tired, I'm delirious. So yeah, other than that, cheers for watching the video. Remember, like, subscribe if you find it useful. I'd appreciate a share. If you can share it with someone, always trying to grow the page and get more eyes on it. So a few shares would go a long way. Tag me in your Instagram stories and all that, and I'll repost it. But yeah, heading down the Crook of the Mar, buzzing for that. Up the fucking Rebels. By the time this video comes out, hopefully they're all Ireland champions. I ordered a Cork jersey and it hadn't arrived yet. It was one of the old ones, the Barry's T on it. It's fucking class, but it'll be a class jersey anyway. But yeah, I'm raising it's not here in time. Anyway, I'm rambling here. I've tried to wrap up the video 10 times. I'll leave it there. I'm going to finish this off, get my protein yogurts of the week, get me ice cream, and I'm going to go to bed. Cheers for watching.